Imperial Village is kind of like, it kind of depends, as a hit or miss, but for nobody to be in Plum Castle, something is missing here, and clearly I'm just not in on the joke here, as XXN ends up getting absolutely bullied here inside of this fight here between him and WBG Spider here, ends up actually missing his opportunity for the strike with the dagger. Both hits being dastardly well here. Ooh, was able to hit a nice little bit onto WBG Spider, causing him to lose at least half of his shield here. As now he's going to try to see if he can rotate and retreat as best as possible here. I think he might have actually read that to be something totally different. Could have been caught. And it's not looking good for him, though, as he does pop the heal. Keeps the game alive for himself here. And steady trying to find the opportunity to see if maybe he can strike it out. Is able to get a gray shield swap. Looks like he was able to find that, though, sometime between this fight, as he's just going to maneuver it out. I mean, this is dagger movement against, not dagger movement, actually. Dual blades. As he's going to be able to try to see if he can find it. Almost connects with it. Nice block happening. Oh, as X-Shin ends up getting parried, and WBG Spider pulls through for the strike. Beautiful Q to try to see if he can connect it. Nice little F key to try to see if he can hold strong here a little while longer. WBG Spider's now caught on the back stretch, and now he hits his F key as well to keep the game alive. Immediately hits his Q, and now they're both going to try to see if maybe they can find it. Hitting them with the dual blades here, trying to see if he can capture a decent amount of damage. Is able to hit him very, very well inside of the stature, and he's still trying to hold strong here for as long as possible. Pops his Q, and this is what we mean by zap the zip. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be here for a while. X-Shin fighting this out here, is able to catch him on side of the tracks here, but it's not going to be enough here. Catches him on the east side here, and almost catches him on the outstretch, but now both of them hits the Q, is able to find another place, goes inside of the bush. Where do you think you're hiding, sir? And Spider's going to be able to find the time just to stall a little while longer. Beautiful dagger downs coming through from XXN, is going to be able to connect him as well here, and now just like that, now it's time for the retreat. It's a little bit of a different stride here, as WBG Spider trying to see if he can hold strong, goes up top, tries to see if he can goes on the outskirts here, goes for the inside, hoping maybe to find a different shield swap, but unsuccessful in finding anything here, as it looks like Spider is going to be able to pop himself a little bit of shield to keep it alive here, and they might be able to retreat and keep this going here, as AOW's Mike and DRG's Akuma is able to fight this. He's able to fight this out as well here, trying to see if they can find any type of hits as well. I'm very interested in the fact that I love that I called DRG Akuma and XXN maybe for a pop-off game, and of course they end up being the ones that fight two of the most powerful players inside of this game here. Of course it's Mike fighting Akuma, and of course it's XXN fighting Spider. Isn't that just amazing? As it looks like I was correct, ladies and gentlemen, as XXN is able to shut down Spider inside of our game number 2. Listen, that'd be crazy if I was right. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, Action coming in, finally finding that elimination, taking him quite the long time, because it is Zeeping versus Zeepings here with the F1, which means they're going to get a lot more healing out of that ability here as AOW's Mike and DRG Akuma's fight continues to go through. And it looks like Akuma here on the run as Mike continues to get the grapples out. These two players going to be going head-to-head here for a hot minute. Akuma really just trying to break the ankles of Mike, doesn't want to take the fight in the position they're currently in. Will find the charge left click into the dagger uppercut though onto AOW's Mike, and that's going to rip most of the armor straight off of Mike. Mike going to find himself in a position where he's going to need to pop that ultimate here very soon, as we see bubble for bubble being traded here, and Mike still not able to find their way back into some armor here as Akuma keeps the pressure up. Akuma will eat the charge left click off of the dual blades into the katana uppercut with the re-grapple there, following by the ultimate. Akuma will live to fight another day and will find themselves an armor swap, turning it on to AOW's Mike, who's going to be forced to pop their bubble instantly to stay alive here. We're going to see Akuma doing the same, returning the favor, as Mike is able to find some healing here, but Akuma with the armor swap still holding on to that advantage right now as Mike gives chase. The big deal though, Mike still holding on to their ultimate. Akuma knows they need to buy time to build rage here so that they can get their ultimate back online as soon as possible. As we turn now to KLA's T225 and J Team's Action going staff into dual halberds here. T225 of course having an incredible game last game. J Team's Action gonna catch the uppercut into the charge right click off of those dual halberds, doing a ton of damage to T225. Will re-grapple into the same combo again, and T225 feeling pressured into activating that ultimate here, looking to find any sort of advantage, but not going to find it as J Team's Action finds their second elimination of the game, this time on to KLA's T225. Now back at it again, AOW's Mike, OUG's Panda Man, and WBG Spider all going at it. Mike forced into that armor swap by the fight he was having earlier with DRG's Akuma, looking to find a reset here. Spider and Panda Man griefing each other off of that engagement with AOW's Mike. Mike gonna lose half of his shield there to the scatter shot from the bow on WBG Spider. Spider continuing to try to keep the pressure up onto AOW's Mike. Both of these players looking to find an elimination here. Mike trying to hold on for dear life as he is the odd man out here with the white armor. These players looking to capitalize on that weakness while they have an opportunity as DRG's Akuma shows back up to continue the fight that they started with Mike earlier. It looks like Panda Man and Spider just dancing around each other, neither of them wanting to commit to the fight here as they have been here for a long time. They know that the other two players around the corner and the third party potential is absolutely massive. As we turn now to XCG's Wang Liang doing a little dance here with JJH's XXY, looking for a spot to get that pot off, is going to be able to find it. Many of these players here on Zipping, of course, looking to use that dagger. They know how much movement it's going to bring them, and the fact that they are playing Zipping, their odds of survival are extremely high if they're able to break the ankles of their players. Wang Liang going to preemptively ult here as he starts to go through the zone. Smart decision off Wang Liang, but he needs to be careful not to be caught out by these players who are looking for him, and it looks like he's going to double back to try to avoid being cornered off here by FunPlus Phoenix's Jin as well as JJH's XXY, and we see Wang Liang go all the way back around the dome here, turning over to AOW's Mike and DRG's Akuma, going head to head here in Matab.
Matab is going to be able to do a lot inside of this stature here, as Panda Man and Esrael is going to be able to go in and fight this out here. Time starts now as Panda Man and Esrael fighting this out here. Oh, beautiful return. Parry immediately onto the rush, right onto Panda Man here, not giving him much of an opportunity here for the refix. And just like that, Panda Man going to try to see if he can find it. Hits the Q on side of this. 58 seconds left on the clock here. Now, usually, even with these ones, he still has another opportunity. Oh, man, never mind. I take it back all the way around. Esrael catches Panda Man inside of another parry, gets the shutdown and the finish. And ladies and gentlemen, that was free. Unfortunate coming in from Panda Man here, as he's been just trying as hard as he can here to be able to get some eliminations here and possibly secure himself a dub, but he has been struggling inside of these games here, and clearly it's been showing with that fight. Now, back onto the section here. Okay, Mike, don't get caught inside one of these again here. I've watched you get caught in these a couple of times here, and it's not been good for you. It's not been good for you. I need you to not get caught into these circles again, as he ends up catching this fight here on the outskirts. Inside of it, 28 seconds left on the clock. Oh, it's getting a little too close for my liking. That's the other thing, too, is C225. And it looks like Mike is going to be able to try to see if they can fight this out here with DRG's Akuma. Akuma patching this up, getting it nice and close. Oh, man, nice movement coming through on each side here. Trying to hold it for as long as possible here, catching him on the outskirts here. Seeing if maybe he can be able to work through it even without this. Question. Can the Bane's Breath actually go through buildings?
Yeah, absolutely. Bane's Breath, it can hit you inside buildings and it will do the same amount of damage. So you have to be very careful about where it's positioned on the map, regardless of whether you're inside or outside. As we see XCG's Wang Liang here being chased down by TE's Railgun and J-Team's Xgen. And J-Team's Xgen looking to come in and capitalize on it. Wang Liang going to be able to get the bubble off just in time here to stay alive. And this is it. This is hashtag zap the zip. This is what we're going to see time and time again. These players go extremely low and either pop that ult or pop that bubble, trying to walk away. OUG's Panda Man here trying to find an elimination onto WBG's Spider. And this is a nightmare situation to be in a lobby full of Zping Yangs, and you need that Soul Bloom to get back into the game. It's going to be nigh impossible for you to find one before that timer runs out. As we're going to see GG Shaw onto XCG's Wang Liang here, putting him into the corner with the staff, going to use the bubble there to get through that blue focus attack, as we see Wang Liang just trying to continue to use the dagger to break some ankles and keep things moving. It's going to go airborne yet again. We see multiple grapples coming through, and Wang Liang just trying his best to not get caught on terrain here as these players chase. Is going to go around at top side here, as we're going to see WBG Spider now trying to pull in and capitalize onto Wang Liang. Wang Liang going to be forced to pop the ultimate early here just to have any hope of staying alive, as we're going to see multiple grapples come through all all eyes on to XCG's Wang Liang, who's just fighting for dear life right now to stay in this game. He's going to pop that bubble yet again and try to keep things moving. Wang Liang surely getting low on those grapples, going to be forced to pop the ultimate yet again here just to get away. GG Shaw, WBG Spider keeping things moving on to Wang Liang. OUG's Panda Man coming in looking to capitalize on to GG Shaw. He doesn't have too long before that Yang depletion is going to kick in and eliminate him from the lobby. He's going to turn on to WBG Spider, and this is such a nightmare situation. Oh, it looks like Panda Man actually was able to find a Soul Bloom. I'm not sure where. He didn't pick up an elimination. He must have snuck in and grabbed one off into the elimination. We didn't see off screen, but JT's action here with the Yang depletion in a similar situation with 1 minute and 40 seconds left remaining on that Yang depletion and a lobby full of Z-Ping Yangs. It's going to be a very tall hill to climb for J-Team's action.
Tall hill to climb, but it's not like he hasn't climbed these hills before. 2 eliminations on him with a 9.7 in total with these points here. So him being able to do that and almost close to being tied with Ezreal for the amount of eliminations here is definitely possible. Opportunity for it can be very, very helpful. So let's see if they can be able to make that happen, especially because Action, like I said, has been a very good and prominent player in some of these moments here. Let's hope that he can really start to pop off here and really execute some of these plans here that we've seen between WBG Spider and AOW's Mike. Hopefully, they both can be able to work for it as well in between these moments. As XXGen is going to try to push in here, getting caught on the backstretch here, and it looks like he's still going to be able to try to find it here. It looks like Jin was able to find a little bit of some heroes, has the bubble, but it looks like he's able to deplete his bubble immediately towards this. I mean, it's an absolute workaholic massacring over here on this side here. Everybody's just all around in this circle here. We're only in circle 2. There's still a lot of space, but it feels like everybody's congested, which is kind of interesting here inside of this area. As you look at WBG Spider here, as he's going to try to see if he can rotate this out here. XXGen nearby. Oh, ends up saying what's up and giving somebody a high five that ends up crossing his path. And it looks like XXGen trying to see if he can rotate this out here. Kind of curious on where is he going.
Well, XXGen's going to the zone here. He's got Yang depletion. He dies in 2 seconds. There's nothing he can do about it.
Oh, gotcha. Actually didn't notice the timer.
That's the hill I was talking about he needed to climb there, Dobby. It's nigh impossible to end up getting rid of that Yang depletion in a lobby full of these Z-Pings. It's just such a terrible position to be in, and unfortunate for Action. He did go into the realm of Yang. He took the risk. He ended up losing that fight and found himself there. Speaking of going back in, Panda Man, who was able to cleanse his lovely Yang depletion, is yet again going back head to head with Railgun inside the realm of Yang. Maybe he'll be able to make a comeback this time because it is the same player he lost last time. But Railgun already off to a tear. There we go. The grapple into the charge, right click off of the dual halberds. We see it time and time again. Panda Man coming to the with the assassin's lunge, gonna get a ton of damage off the parry in from Railgun though. Almost cements it yet again onto Panda Man. Railgun with the reparry. There it is, and Panda Man just continues to let blue after blue fly, and he's punished for it time and time again by Railgun. As we turn now to Alliance's Jux going head to head here with AOW's Mike inside the realm of Yang. Jux gonna use that F to get away from Mike's charge. Right click there off of the staff. Jux is going to drop the pillar as well and start to position back to that side of the map. AOW's Mike does not want to let him get to that pillar at all, and Alliance's Jux just trying to buy a little bit of time so he can move back across the arena. AOW's Mike keeping it pushing forward here, going to use that bubble to get away from the blue focus strike of the staff. Mike though going to be locked into multiple hits from the staff. Alliance's Jux trying to find it yet again. Jux potentially looking to drop the pillar a second time in this fight, into the uppercut, into the weapon swap, but there it is, the ultimate coming in from AOW's Mike. Jux knows he's got this, puts him in the corner, and comes out on top.
Jux is 2 for 2, both eliminating AOW's Mike and WBG Spider. He did it originally in the first game, and he was able to do the exact same thing to AOW Mike in game number 2. Now it's going to put AOW's Mike inside of a tough position here, because it's just like what we talked about with Team XGen. He also is in a tight position. Now, mind you, Mike has been in this situation before, and he has been able to successfully get an elimination, so that way he's back in the game. But with a room full of Z-Ping Yangs, it's not going to be easy for my man. The only thing he really has to focus on is maybe capturing the elimination on Jux, because he's the only one that has anything different as opposed to anybody else in this lobby here. So let's hope that maybe he has the opportunity here, maybe to secure himself an elimination here, as he does look and he finds one immediately, and he's fighting this out with XXY here. He's not going to give him too much of an opportunity here to waste for him to maybe be able to capture something, as he finds WBG Spider immediately, finding him, catching him inside of the jungle just a little bit, but a little bit of that falling also makes it a little bit harder for him to continue to complete those hits, as now we're just scaling walls, going through the canyons, whisking through with our grapples, trying to see if we can get closer and closer to maybe capture an elimination, especially for a player like AOW's Mike. Not looking good for him, as he immediately gets hit by so many balls of fire from the cannons. He does have to try to rotate this out here, but that Q is going to be able to keep him alive so well. I mean, look at the heals, immediately able to do so much for him in that situation. Meanwhile, OUW's Pandyman is definitely in a completely different position here, as he's forcing himself to move, and a beautiful dodge coming in from Pandaman, not getting hit by the right click coming in from the longsword here, really playing it super well here. The defense coming in to be able to keep him alive here. Very well done. A minute 50 seconds left on the clock here. He has to be able to confirm an elimination too if he's going to see himself staying alive inside of this game, but it's really hard when you have a cannon just absolutely putting in problems and bursting fire into the backside of you. Not looking good, as he's going to have to be able to try to retreat here as much as possible. 1 minute 38 on the left on the clock here. He definitely does not want to get eliminated. He definitely doesn't want to give anyone the free point. So if he is going to go out, he's going to go out on his... Did he just shoot him through the window? It looks like AOW's Mike is going to try to see if maybe he can push him right through here. Going to be able to close in the gap a little by little, but AOW's Mike is able to capture a free elimination from the outskirts of the circle. And just like that, Mike is back in the game.
Yeah, Mike's super happy about that turn of events. He's able to cleanse the Yang depletion, find his way back into this game here, and keep things going. He also picks up an elimination, which is extremely crucial for him, given that WBG Spider was able to find an elimination in game one, and he was not. Spider on the move here, still alive, of course. We have 10 full players left remaining in this lobby, ladies and gentlemen, and we are heading into Zone 4. We have seen 2 players eliminated. Usually by this time, we are down to 6 or 7 players left alive, but almost the entire lobby is still here, Dobby, as these players continue to use that survivability of Z-Ping to try to see late game. This is going to be an absolutely wild final circle as we go forward. We're going to see a couple of these players positioning here, looking for that lovely Moore's Blessing getting ready to come in here. Wang Liang, WBG Spider, knowing Zone 4 getting ready to come up, and that's going to be a huge blessing for either of these players to secure. Alliance's Jux kind of threatening the space there by WBG Spider. So Spider trying to play it careful. T225, AOW's Mike also looking to come across as the zone collapses. Wang Liang wants to stay close to where he thinks this box is going to come in, but needs to be very careful. DRG's Akuma going into the zone to ride Ballista all the way through, needs to be safe. GG Shaw coming up from behind, but Akuma waiting in the wings there, knows what's coming, and this man says, look, I'm about to blast my way through this battlefield. Catches one onto TEZ's railgun, looks for another one as railgun goes around the corner, is not able to find the second follow-up hit, but Akuma super happy about how easy he was able to reposition to the opposite side of the map on the back of that ballista and maintain ballista control. WBG Spider caught out here now by AOW's Mike and the rest of the lobby. Nobody is going to waste this opportunity. The ult already spent here. The F on cooldown for the next 10 seconds. Spider, no place to go as GG Shaw continues to chase, trying to get away here, trying to use their scale rushes. 3 seconds left on the bubble. Going to pop that bubble as soon as it comes off cooldown, but these players not going to give him the opportunity to keep alive here. He will find his way into the back corner of the room here, break the ankles of the lobby, because T225 goes low and the chase continues, and WBG Spider, against all odds, finds a full reset as everybody turns their attention to T225. T225 going to be forced to burn both the bubble and the ultimate just to keep his hopes of staying alive here.
I mean, you do have to do exactly what you can here, but meanwhile, T225 able to hold strong for as long as possible here. Hits that Q to be able to keep that heal absolutely moving as much as possible, as he is able to run through what he literally is able to run through as much as possible here. Oh, and he ends up getting hit by, it looks like, another one as well here. Definitely has to be careful, though. Still moving through it as much as possible here. Still been absolutely incredible here to see. What a good set of games so far here. I mean, I love to see when moments like this can really show how incredible these games can go, but obviously it can be really, really tough depending on who these things go here. And let's see if maybe they can work towards it as well here. Wang Liang is going to be able to find time for the next bets of what's been happening here. Wang Liang trying to see if he can find it as it looks like a cannon shot gets hit by T225 here. Nice bits of boats kind of connecting it as well. The burn tick able to do a whole lot of damage here. And it looks like Akuma might be able to get himself a free elimination. No! The heal, the timing from T225, able to hit the Q and is able to keep the game alive for himself here. Doesn't get eliminated from this one. Plays it so well here in between all of this. Plays a fantastic way into so many different things. He does a fantastic job here. Let's see if he can put the same story together here for the rest of them, as AOW's Mike is going to be able to go through the rotation as well here, trying to see if they can rotate around. T225 still caught on the stretch. The pistol shot, trying to see if he can ricochet and maybe connect, but T225 is on the run, trying to dip out as fast as possible. Definitely does not want to get caught by anybody, though. Low shield, low heals. Still waiting for the time for his Q to be able to continue to make that move, and it looks like he's able to pop that Q and keep the game going. Sorry, the F key. He's able to keep the F going and keep it moving.
Yeah, T225 still holding on here. He's going to turn around onto XXY, and this is exactly what you need to do. You need to turn the attention off of you. You need to give the lobby somebody else to chase down so you can get the reset here. XXY was the only person left keeping the pressure up onto T225. Now that XXY was gone low, it gave T225 the opportunity to look for a reset while XXY did the same. But importantly, it puts T225 back in the game where the rest of the lobby is not trying to dog him down. That said, he's still holding on to only a blue shield as we get ready to head into Zone 6. 10 players left remaining as we'll collapse down to Zone 6 in the next 50 seconds. This is exactly what you expect to see out of a Zping lobby, as many of these players look to keep alive and make it all the way to Final Circle. This is going to be an absolutely wild Final Circle. As soon as Zone 7 starts to collapse, we're going to see names getting knocked off that list very, very quickly as Zpings make their way into the zone. Fun Plus Phoenix is turning on to JJ Asia's XXY, who finds himself low yet again, and with that blue armor, going to be an easy target for the rest of the lobby. We're going to see Akuma drop that AF, and it looks like XXY going to do the same, able to get many of that shield back as Akuma and the rest of the lobby keeps the chase up. Alliance's Jux, the only non-Zping in the lobby, feeling forced to drop Pillar already put in the corner here, has got a big target on their back, is going to have to take the Pillar here to look for any sort of reset as the rest of the lobby turns onto them. They become one giant target, and there we go. We're going to see both shots ring out, but it's TE's S Railgun who finds the elimination off the back of that pole sword, doing a ton of damage, ripping through Alliance's Jux, who finds himself eliminated from the lobby as we are now down to our top 9 players. AOW's Mike coming inside, looking for a spot to find a little bit of a reset here. WBG Spider coming in, trying to pick up on TE's S Railgun, who went low earlier. Spider going to drop the F here. Railgun finding most of a reset here off the back of their own bubble. Spider going to be forced to drop a pot, and so will Railgun as both players get the full reset they're looking for, and Spider decides to back away from this fight, no longer having any advantage. There's no reason for him to stick around and overcommit.
Definitely doesn't want to overcommit in certain capacities here, knowing that there's still a lot of players left alive inside of this circle here. And it looks like we're going to be heading towards Circle 6 here in a few seconds here. Definitely does not want to get caught up in a bad situation, because once one person realizes how low you are, everybody starts to collect, everybody starts to connect, and hopefully be able to get himself an elimination from it, even with the bow, as it looks like one is absolutely getting jumped. Is that AOW's Mike over there? I thought AOW's Mike was getting jumped. I ain't gonna lie. I thought at least 3 or 4 was on him. I was like, it's not looking good over there for AOW's Mike. It looks like he's got at least 4 bodies on him, like trying to see if they can fight back, fight back. It's not looking good as AOW's Mike decides he's going to pull back here, trying to rotate as much as possible here. Definitely does not want to get caught up, though, inside of this, as T225 almost tries to see if he can work some magic on Mike. But Mike, with the movement speed, trying to get away, not getting caught. The dagger downs, trying to see if maybe he can connect it, but obviously is able to get himself a free open space here, not trying to get caught. Gets hit with maybe a bow shot or 2, but not enough to really do a whole lot of damage here. And now it's time for the downtime. Mainly the space, 7 seconds left on the clock. Circle's going to start to close in. This is where things get good. Even with all of this rotating inside of the stature, it still has to be, you still have to be worried about it too within this area. Oh, it looks like Spider's able to get a massive hit onto AOW's Mike inside of this circle here, all the way towards the very end here, trying to see if maybe they can close in the gap just little by little here. Now, obviously, still able to time it out the way that he needs to here. They still have to be able to rotate this out and maybe play it to the best of their abilities. Now, even with this amount of effort that AOW's Mike is going into, he still has to be able to secure himself at least more than the elimination that he has here, because currently it looks like Ezreal, with those 5 eliminations, are definitely is going to take the top spot here, as, oh my goodness, T225 is able to capture a next elimination here. That's that third. Now he's back in a second. Spider looks like he was close to successfully getting himself an elimination, and he does! He's able to get his first elimination of the game here. That 21.2, absolutely incredible for himself as well here. Spider's gonna be able to pop the F key, keep the heals alive, and keep it going here, as it looks like GG Shaw might potentially have that dreadful whale again to his name. We'll see exactly how that goes towards the end here. T225 ends up getting hit by the cannons of GG Shaw here. Both of them holding strong here with the defense here, both waiting for it, as it looks like GG Shaw is able to capture the next elimination onto Fun plus Phoenix's Jin. Now Jin is out of this race. Now we're down to our final 6, playing this out for the best as possible here, playing it well. Wang Liang ends up getting caught inside of it on the outskirts here. GG Shaw able to do a lot of work here with a dagger, trying to see if maybe he can connect with Spider. Dangerously low, beautiful parry. He can be able to connect it on top. He's able to drop down. Shaw ends up getting parried by T225 up top, and now the rotating section tries to see if maybe he can hold strong. Wayne Liang ends up catching him with the grapple, is able to hit him with the heavy sword, and just like that, he's back up top. Now he's forced to heal, taking that time to be able to capture it. Now he's back at it again. Full heal, full shield. Wang Liang still has a little bit of shields left to be able to top it all the way up to the top, and just like that, XXY is able to capture the first elimination for himself as well, and weeds out T225 with those 3 eliminations. XXY, beautiful parry to be able to shut him down here, as Spider is able to steal the elimination and get his second elimination inside of this game. Now the tables have turned. Spider is filling it out. The confidence is getting a lot higher for him as well, as the circle slowly starts to turn in. This is where things get good. He ends up getting caught. I don't know how he ends up sitting himself on the outskirts of the circle, but that was because of XXY. Meanwhile, Wang Liang is all the way up top, trying to see if he can hold it together, and now they're both juggling it out for as long as humanly possible. It's nothing but heals here all the way to the very end. The question is, who's going to be successful in maybe capturing these final amounts of eliminations here towards the very end of the circle? Both able to wake it all the way to the very end. Ezreal is able to pop the first one onto it. XXY able to try to see if he can hold on to it as well. Ezreal trying to figure it out here, but ends up getting sideswiped by Spider. Spider's trying to catch 2. Can he catch 1? He does catch 1. He catches 2. He catches 3. Ladies and gentlemen, did he clutch the game all the way to the very end?